And now here's people who don't know the Fisher v. Texas case. A little background, not much, it's enough for you to get the gist. Basically, there was a white girl, random white girl, who sued the University of Texas indicating that their policy that has, out of many factors, out of a lot of factors, their policy includes a diversity, they have a diversity equation in their equation. And because they have said diversity equation, right, she sued them. Because she said, because basically in her argument is, by allowing a black person in on diversity, you take away my ability to go to the school. So the Supreme Court, the first time they heard the case, they sent it back to the Fifth Circuit to make a decision. The Fifth Circuit was like, well, she didn't like, after the Fifth Circuit ruled, they didn't like the decision. Now it's back in the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court is split bitterly on the issue of affirmative action in public universities, and when they casting doubt on whether considering race in college admissions will remain legal much longer. In a hearing that extended way beyond the hour-long limit, the justices once again were divided on whether the admissions policy of the University of Texas at Austin used to admit students is constitutional. Now, UT is known for their top 10% plan, which is a race-neutral rubric, which says 70% of their applicants are based out of the top 10% of all the schools in Texas. Now, the other 25% are holistically viewed. And that's where this Abigail Fisher has the problem. Now, here's my thing. This takes me back to high school. And I know this is random, but I was in high school, never forget it. I was in high school and there was this whole conversation between one white girl who didn't get into college, but one of her black classmates got in and she was, moaning about it. Oh, and she got in, and because she got in, I couldn't get in. And I said, no. You couldn't get in because your application wasn't strong enough. You don't know what you put in her application. Right? And the same thing in this Fisher case. You can't be mad that you weren't in the top 10% of your class and you didn't have enough qualifications to get yourself in the university. You can't blame a random black student or a random Hispanic student who got in. It blows my mind, right? That it's just like, well, it's not fair that they got in and I didn't get in. Now, here's the good news. Sotomayor and her liberal colleagues, Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg and Stephen Breyer, posed tough questions, seeming keen on pulling the veil back on the real endgame of the case, not just the limited consideration of race at UT, but all affirmative action use in higher ed nationwide. Justice Elena Kagan recused herself due to her involvement in the case the first time around when she was Solicitor General. So now we'll have to see what happens, America, but stay tuned to this case. It's going to be a big deal in the Supreme Court. Affirmative action, is it good, is it bad? I think it's a way to create more diversity in classrooms. Republicans disagree with me.